Hey guys, Caleb here, and today I'm bringing you my first video in 11 months. So I edited that one last August, so it's really been a year since I've recorded. But I wanted to show you guys what I've kind of been working on and also really my college setup. So before I get into that, thank you to everybody who still watches. I really appreciate it. And yeah, let's just get into the video. So here on the right side, I just want to show you my current love, which is the old school Civil War guys. So I have about 20 of them. And funny enough, they're actually cheaper than the Civil War guys that came in the Lone Ranger stuff. So these are a win. I posted these cannons recently, at least the caisson, and the cannon's supposed to be a Civil War U.S. cannon. Here we got General Vernon Sherman about to go rouge the South. Hell yeah, brother. So, get that tail fixed. Anywho, so let's just get into the setup. So up here, we've got my Eitlug sign for the boys. Hell yeah, brother. Then we have two new cases since the last time I showed you guys my setup. Don't even know how long it's been. It's definitely been a couple years. I got the all my Brick Fair attendances. Bricks, that's like over 10 of them, I think. Just some small Lego sets. I still buy Lego sets, get them gifted to me while in school. So it's something fun to pass the time. Down here we have the classic stack-ons, 1, 2, 3. I wanted to get more stack-ons instead of getting these little metal things, but I couldn't find them anywhere. And I don't really know if they're up for sale, sadly, anymore. They might not be in production, but I didn't look too deeply into it. I didn't really care. I just wanted to have more organization because I was getting more inventory of parts. Like I went to, actually I'm going today. I went to the Lego store in King of Prussia in Pennsylvania, and I got like a ton of these one day last year and other parts. So I was just like, I need more storage for that. So taking a step back, so big Lego setup in the window. My roommate did not really seem to care about it. He thinks the stuff's cool. He does model trains and stuff himself. But anywho, so it's possible to get along with people. So over here, we have more actually protein containers of, now it's Lego, reduce, reuse, recycle, guys. This is a set that I got back in August. Nope, that's a lie. June. Got that in June. It was like a freebie for spending over $200 at the Lego store. I got the Da Vinci set for Starry Night and whatever the hell else I bought. Probably something Star Wars because that's my oldest love of Lego. So that was free. So it's either I'm going to sell it or I'm going to keep it and build it myself. Just something fun to hold on to, though. I haven't had a need to build it. Maybe I'll do that if I get super stressed with tests or something this semester to break the time. Star Wars figs, more organized parts. These are just out right now because they're not in there. I was recently using these. This entire area, by the way, was just completely covered in parts, and I took them off just to make it look a little bit more presentable. I saw my YouTube channel. I was like, oh, 11 months. I probably should upload something. Just forget to do it, It's been a while. So over here, this is just like some stuff I've also been working on. British figs right there. Got some barrels, like this technique. Someone else has probably done it before, but wanted to experiment with it myself. So I'm just going to claim it as I came up with it, even though someone else has totally done it. So this is just a big barrel. Kind of fun. They did have barrels this big back then, so it's not like it's super cartoonish weird. You got some colonists right there. Somebody on Instagram was asking about about using a cannon design for a Napoleonic build. So I decided to fix up this older one with like the newer style of barrel that I'm building over there on the Civil War ones. So it looks a little bit better. The chassis is definitely still not perfect. I made it a little bit bulkier last night or the night before just to see how I could experiment with it and make it look good. But anywho, that's not finished. Work in progress, right? Now this right here is supposed to be the wood paneling on the side of the house. So that should be pretty straight for you to see. I think it's a cool technique. There's probably been other people that have done it before, but I just thought about it with like the city in mind, future build that I'm doing. At least with this build, which I'll get into in a minute. But nice variation in detailing techniques and how you want to build your houses, right? So that'll get put to use soon on this, which I'll get into. I don't know why this is sitting out. I bought a net. I used to have one from an old Indiana Jones set, and that thing went MIA years ago. So nice to buy one of those. It was like $1.50, a little pricey, but whatever. Okay, this is the base of a future build I'm going to do. So I want to do that thing, that technique where you can kind of see the soil and stuff below the terrain. So we're going to do that technique. This like fence thing is unrelated. Experimenting really with that. So what I'm building here is going to be this scene. So I don't know if you have ever seen the painting, but if you want to look it up, see it on Google Images, it's General Sherman of the Union Army burning the South, Atlanta, pretty much all that stuff, all the Southern infrastructure, as the main war was being fought in the East at the end of the Civil War. I love Sherman, and I love that part of American history, so I figured I'd build something to commemorate my favorite Union badass destroying the South. So here we're going to show the Union troops kind of derailing some of the railway here. The house is going to be getting burnt down a little bit. Then you're going to have Union troops kind of running all over on horseback and stuff. And then this technique is going to be used on that house. So I think it's going to look pretty cool. I'm going to have to see how I'm going to get that to work, though, because if you can imagine with this little part right here of the panel, if I want to get them at the same level and put them next to each other, it doesn't really, they're going to hit, right? So that's an issue. Going to have to figure out how that is even going to work. But anyway, that's the future builds. Continuing on with the setup. Custom minifigure stuff right there. Majority. The bottom two bins are actually parts, but we don't need to take a look at that. Stuff's going to go flying. Got a few big gray base plates. What's that? 5 right there. 2 of them brand new. So those are for the future Brick Fair build. I actually have stuff, 2 builds, believe it or not, off screen. I'm not sharing them. One of them is over there across the room. Other one is below my bed, but you can't see it. It's over there. Haven't touched it in a bit because I was waiting for parts to come in. I can show you some of those parts in a moment. Here we have destroyed builds, pretty much just sitting down there. You can see my Benghazi build if you saw it on Instagram. That thing's been getting torn apart. So that's pretty much down here, as long as like trees from like 2 years ago, believe it or not. Trees from 2 years ago sitting down there. And just other parts. You have the Lone Ranger Civil War guys up here, as well as like custom Southerners I was making. Always have fun building armies. This doesn't look like a lot, but it's actually 20-some of the Union. And I think about like 15 of the Southerners that I came up with. Really just getting grays and tans and such. Throwing a rifle in their hands. And that's supposed to be a soldier, so that's a different project in the future. So yeah, parts and stuff in there, randomly thrown around. Over here, if I lift up, these are all the parts that were scattered around my table. So, didn't want to show you guys that. It's the first thing you saw in the video. Over here, we have a bunch of Pick-a-Brick cups of just organized parts. Here we have my grass collection. The same grass collection I've had for like 6 years now. I only ever bought grass once, and I've just held on to it. So that's fun. Grass, bushes, the bricks with studs on the side. You know, we got 1x2 tiles of trans light blue. To be honest, I didn't even remember that I owned these. I was about to order these on Bricklink the other day. Good thing I didn't. Jesus. Here we got those like 10 ingots. These would be great for sandbags. I'm gonna take a look into doing that. Masonry bricks, old Halo stuff. So anyway, Pick-a-Brick cups of organized stuff. Now here we have a bunch of Bricklink orders and parts from that. So these suckers are expensive. 1x6s in brown tiles. I got 1 bag of those, 2 bags of those, 3 bags of those. Can we go for 4? I think it's 3. But anyway. Oh, nah, yes we can. So we've got about 250 of those 1x6s. just parts really. All this stuff's going to be used in my future builds for Brick Fair next year. Just haven't gotten around to using them all yet. It's going to be a lengthy process to build what I'm trying to build, but it should turn out really well. Down here, it's pretty much just stuff I threw into here. I thought about contributing with Nohashima if I was able to go to Brick Fair this previous year, so I just have a bunch of big wacky parts because I know that that's kind of like the vibe they go for. So those are all bagged up, and here you can find like the classic blasters on the droids and stuff. So figures I used to have on display, Lego sets, just really random stuff. I found this like Minecraft thing I built with my girlfriend last school year. Kind of fun. It was a little display piece for a bit, but I don't need it now, so I'm going to disassemble this at some point and make use of those parts again. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed watching, and thank you to everybody that's been sticking around with the channel these past few years. I really appreciate it, and I hope I'm still able to inspire you guys, entertain you, and that's about it. So hopefully more stuff will come from me soon. Hopefully I can get this thing done relatively short time. Maybe it'll be 3 months, but that's fast for me these days because of school. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you later.
I read the news today, oh boy, about a lucky man who made the grade.